I'm a pale British man, and I want to be a travel vlogger, but I have none of the charisma, or sleek editing skills, or cheery persona. But why would I let little things like skills, competency, or likability get in the way of that? Join me as I vlog Lisbon. We set off with EasyJet. I would have got more footage of the airport, but I'm scared of flying, so it would just be me going in and out of toilets, and nobody wants to see that. We arrived at our hipster boutique called Jam, which must be Portuguese for I couldn't be bothered finishing decorating the room. Fortunately for them, my girlfriend's a hipster and absolutely loved it. There was, however, one of these lights, so I felt like a proper influencer. The corridors were also really weird and made it look like the type of place where many people had been murdered before. Luckily for me, however, at the end of our corridor was this really weird chair. A weird chair that randomly just faced the elevators. And this gave me an opportunity to indulge in one of my favourite pastimes, which is making people feel really uncomfortable because I'm a creep. The first landmark we visited was the Geronimo's Monastery, the only monastery I've ever visited, and so far, my favourite. We then went to see Belém Tower, which as you can see, was full of scaffolding. This, understandably, made me sad. We then encountered this man playing James Blunt. Which made me even sadder. But this was quickly forgotten when I found this ice cream. The only issue is though that everyone who saw me eating it accidentally got aroused. We then saw this, the Monument of Discoveries, and I discovered that I really enjoyed it. I then noticed a knockoff Christ the Redeemer statue in the distance, a bit like one of those fake Prada bags you buy in the market, not quite as good as the real thing. We then left Belém and went more central and saw this, the Santa Just a Lift. And although it was impressive, the Portuguese were right, it was just a lift. And there were queues, lots of them, so unlike a travel blogger, we couldn't be bothered. Then, heartbreakingly so, my girlfriend discovered a H&M. This basically meant I went up and down escalators looking really bored. We then came across this beach art, which was a bit weird. She defo fancied me, and so did she. She just needed help, and lots of it. We then finished the day by having drinks down by the sea, but that sound of the crane made it sound like we were in a horror film. The next day we jumped on a train and went to Cascais, but I'm English so I pronounce it Cascais. It was about a 30-minute train journey, and for €5 return, for views like that, you can't beat it. We again went shopping, but again I got bored, so decided to appreciate the tiles instead. As cool, hip, young people, we decided to hit the beach. But unlike the other cool, young, hip people, we're British and pale, so sat in the shade instead. Next up was Scoop and Dough, apparently the best place in the world for vegan donuts, and I have to agree, brilliant. We then went to Commercial Square, which was aptly named because it's a square. I also have to apologise for these two creeps here. The next day we took part in the Lisbon 10k, and I pretended to warm up for content. In hindsight, I should have warmed up for real because this was hard. But never doubt this machine because we crossed the line in just over 1 hour and 7 minutes. In a rare moment of sincerity, we did run this race for my brother-in-law who unfortunately passed away a few months back. I will leave the Just Giving page, and if you could donate, that would be fantastic. I then realised I didn't have any of those cool clips of me walking through the city, so here's a couple of those like a proper vlogger. And here's me wearing a chicken's head. I don't know why. We then walked up to Lisbon Cathedral, and even me, a godless heretic, found it absolutely incredible. And I did my best travel vlogger looking amazed face. Then we went to the Miradora de Sonora de Monte view. Here I did my best travel vlogger artsy style videos. I'm basically a human drone. Look at that. Next on the to-do list was the famous tram 28. But due to it being so busy with all those other rubbish tourists, I decided lazily just to film a few videos of it going past. Take it all in. We did, however, stumble across Cafe Tram 28, which was a perfect replica. Here, entry was free, and we got to eat ice cream and drink loads of soft drinks. Next, we went to the Castello de George, or in English, George's Castle. We didn't go in, but we did see this guy in a box trying to be David Blaine. Then, sadly, it was time to go home, and we had to be up and out for 3 AM. Once on the plane, I tried to do a variety of faces that I thought were suitable for the end of a travelogue video. My girlfriend had her own. Now I'm home, and do I feel like a travel vlogger? No, not at all. It wasn't even filmed in the right order. It was a lie. Welcome to YouTube. Yeah, but my feet are in bits, and we were doing like 30,000 steps a day. So I might not have the persona of a travel vlogger, but I certainly have the feet of a travel vlogger. So if you like the chaos, the mess of what you've just watched for the last 5 or 6 minutes, then like, subscribe, and we might do it again soon.